Dobre den!
I'm Alex.
I'm Marco.
And you're watching Vagabrothers.
And this week we're in the birthplace of good beer.
Pilsen, Czech Republic.
If you know us, you know that we love good beer. And if you love good beer, at some point you've had a Pilsner, the Czech lager named after the city where it was born, Pilsen.
Pilsen is famous worldwide thanks to one of its breweries, Pilsner Urquell. And its brewing tradition is one of the reasons it was named Cultural Capital of Europe in 2015.
Czechs drink more beer than anyone else in the world, 148 liters per person per year. That's 50% more than Austrians in second place and double that of Americans.
So we figured if anyone knew how to celebrate the honor, it would be Pilsen. So we hopped on a plane from Finland to the Czech Republic and arrived in Pilsen just in time for the opening ceremony.
On the day of the celebration, we woke up to discover two good omens at breakfast: a band playing live traditional Czech music and a buffet full of beer.
We knew it would be a long, boozy day, so we skipped the breakfast beer and caught a tram to the Old Town to find the celebration. Today is the opening ceremonies of the Cultural Capital celebration in 2015, but we don't know where it is.
But we gotta find the press center, get our press passes, or we're gonna miss the whole thing. So that's what we are currently trying to do.
A major obstacle at the moment is that we do not speak Czech.
A walk through Pilsen's Old Town is a walk through its history. It was founded in the 13th century, thrived in the Middle Ages, and became an industrial center of the Austro-Hungarian Empire. So we just got our press passes, and they told us that we are only 1 minute behind the tour to the Pilsner Urquell Brewery. There's the tour right there. And Pilsner Urquell is obviously rad because it's the original Pilsner. This is the home of brewing, so we're gonna go try some beer because we love that, you know.
Our first stop was the Brewery Museum, inside one of the old brew houses, complete with a bit of history and some drunk mannequins.
Pilsen's brewing history started in 1295 when the king gave permission to all Pilsen families to brew beer in their homes. But by the 1830s, the quality had become so bad that the beer was undrinkable.
So bad, in fact, that they poured it down the drain. And we know there's no bigger sin than wasting beer. So that's when the Czechs called the Germans.
To save themselves, Pilsen's brewers banded together, invested in a state-of-the-art factory, and brought in a Bavarian named Joseph Groll to help them brew better beer. The result? Pilsen, known now as Pilsner Urquell.
So we met with Pilsner Urquell's chief brewer Václav Berka, who told us why their beer is so good.
Na zdraví. First brew was brewed 5th of October 1842 by young brewer Joseph Groll, using only 3 ingredients: Pilsner soft water, Pilsner malt, and Saaz hops. And it's crazy, amazing for us that we 172 years ago used only the same 3 ingredients. Means the beer which we brewed now is absolutely same like 172 years ago. This beer invited you to another sampling and tasting. Cheers.
Which is exactly what we came here to do. So we finished up our beers with Václav and headed to the brewery itself. Victory! We have arrived at Pilsner Urquell Brewery.
So it's pronounced like Urquell, like Steve Urquell.
But actually Urquell means, it's a German word that means the source of the spring. So our goal right now is to go in here and drink this beer straight from the source.
I'm stoked. Let's do it.
All right, let's go check it out. I made that bad joke.
Check it out. They took us into the cellars beneath the brewery, which reminded me of, you know, a dwarf cave from Lord of the Rings. The Mines of Moria.
This is a legitimate beer cellar. Like, we are underground in the brewery, and it's like moist.
It's kind of like a mine.
Yeah, it's like a beer mine.
I like it. If mining involved drinking Pilsner Urquell every day, I'd probably consider it as a career.
Pilsners are lagers, and lager is a German word meaning stored beer, which is why Pilsen is perfect for brewing. It sits atop 16 kilometers of underground tunnels, which serve as a primitive refrigerator or a place to hide from the occasional marauding medieval army. That does not look like beer to me. That looks like creme brulee or a sort of burnt cheese. But I know
it smells
the final
like fermentation in here, though.
Yeah, but the final product is what counts. And that barrel's from 1897 when this was still part of the Austro-Hungarian Empire. That means this is an old school way of making beer. And it's really cool.
Finally, it was time to sample the beer. Beer pong? Could it be?
All right, so now we can take these cups and go try the beer fresh from the barrel.
Sweet.
Thank you.
To Pilsen, Czech Republic Capital Culture 2015. Congratulations.
We just came out of the Pilsner-style Brewery.
We've emerged from the underground and now it's time for lunch at the press club. So we're gonna go have a typical lunch and there are like circus folks walking around right now, which is making things pretty interesting. So this should be a fun day. Let's go.
The circus folk were actually part of the opening ceremony, which got away just before dusk. So Marco and I split up. I went and got an aerial view while Mark hit the streets to follow the processions that went from different parts of town and congregated at the main square.
All right, so I found the procession. It's pretty cool. There's a lot of people having a good time. Some fire twirlers, some puppets, some bohemian style clowns. And now everyone's heading to the main square, Republic Square, to St. Bartholomew's Church or Cathedral, where they're gonna ring these ancient bell towers. The first time they've run them for a while since World War II, when most of them were melted down and made into weapons. And so it's a big deal. There's gonna be churches and cathedrals all across Europe ringing the bells at 5:30 at the same time in a show of unity. So let's get down there and see what the celebration entails.
Meanwhile, from my rooftop perch, I watched as the square filled, the bells rang, and the buildings were illuminated with the story of Pilsen. Guys, you're not gonna believe this. There is a person walking on a high wire, like 300-400 feet above this plaza. He's crossing the plaza on a high wire to the bell tower of the cathedral. Wow. It was a great way to finish an amazing day in the Czech Republic, but it was only our first. That night, we hopped on a train to Prague. To see that video, you guys are just gonna have to tune in again next week.
All right, in the meantime, if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel for new travel videos every Tuesday, and we'll see you guys next week in Prague.
Later. Stop smiling, dude. You're gonna make me fucking laugh out loud. Okay. So we met with... Stop.